So I was starting to mess around with this some more, and I was looking for solutions for trying to bend this uh, image right here, and I haven't been able to find anything yet. So um, I think I'm going to try doing things a little differently then. So what I guess what I'll do first is go ahead and delete these layers and start over. Okay. So instead, I'm going to do things a little differently here. Select everything. I'm going to start out with the path tool this time. And we'll just create a path. You try to. I'll drag that one out. I'm going to try to make this one bent. And I'm also going to try and keep it within a kind of a rectangular area. Let me go into Google Earth real quick and take a look at these tire streaks again. Alright, so they're fairly gradual right there. A little sharper there, so we need kind of some sharper turns and some less sharp turns. Okay. We'll do that then, and of course then we got some really kind of like just tire marks going on here too. But we'll get there when we get to it. Looks like we have some old, must be, I guess is where old markings were, so that might become a nice detail to add as well. Again, we'll see how that all falls into place. Okay. So what we'll do then is try and just get this curved somehow. I want to keep it in a kind of a rectangular area. So we can curve it this way if we want. Maybe something about like that. Let's just go with that for now, and then we'll go on from there. So I want to duplicate that path now. So let's see here. Duplicate path. How many times do you want to do this? At least 3 times. We'll do it 5 times this time. Let me delete that path for now. Can we create more than one path? I'd like to actually kind of like just merge these paths together. I'm not sure how we'll do that. Maybe tell you what, let's not duplicate these. Let's just stick with one. I think there's a way we can just duplicate this path right here. But of course you have to know what you're doing. I don't at the moment. No. That wouldn't be it. Control Shift. No. Nope. Let's see. Let me Google it here. Duplicate path. GIMP. Copy paste path GIMP. Let's see, edit. I know there was a way to do this, I just don't remember. Okay, let's try this. Copy path, edit, say paste path, is that it? Okay, let's try this then. We can move this. Well, I don't want to. I want to move the whole thing though. Well, let's see. Let's try this then. Delete that. Stick with this. Let's create a new couple dots here. And you know what? If we put like a guide somewhere, like right there, and the same down here, and if we snap these to that guide, this might work. Okay. So let's, in fact, we could move these. We could put some guides here, like so. So we have even spacing. One more. Let's see. This one's not quite spaced right. I was going to say close enough, but let's maybe move that one over a little bit. This one over slightly. Maybe this in just a little bit. Okay, that's not too bad. Now let's go back to our paths here, and we can snap these things to the guides. And next one would go right after it, and then we could make a new one here, the same with the rest. There, and one right here. And then let's see if we can just sort of pull these things out, and then use the little tools here to curve it right. There we go, that wasn't so bad. And we'll just keep doing this. Space it there correctly. Pull it out till we match the curve. Same, whoops. Same, what's going on? Let's see. There we go. Move this one like so. Okay, that looks pretty good. And now we could use we could be using just a straight texture and then making like lofts, or just making polygons and mapping them to the polygons of under, which is still not out of the question, but I think this would look a little more natural if we did it this way. We have one more here, so let me do this one. Alright, something kind of like that. Maybe move this a little bit. We can do little fine adjustments. So now that we have this, we can just do make some stroke paths. So if we take our brush and we already have a new layer here for this, and let's make sure we select the right brush. In this case, it's going to be the splotchy one for this, I suppose. Make it the right size. A little bigger than that. Okay, now we can go back to our paths here. Stroke path. Alright, so now we have those. And we now can just like put up some black underneath there by just stroking one path. Maybe we could create a new path for that. So there, here. Ah, that was the wrong tool. Snap it to that one, and then drag it back out here. Beautiful. Let's line it up as best as we can. About like so. Drag it out a little bit more. Move these in. Okay, and then we can just stroke path this. We're gonna have to make it a certain size. I don't know what size yet, but it's gonna be a lot bigger than that. Okay, stroke path. It's gonna be like what, 200, 250, 300 maybe. There we go. Let's see how that looks. Should have done that on a separate layer though, so we'll do it on this one. Stroke path. Okay. Opacity down. Same with this. Now I'm going to go ahead and probably end up copying these. I'm going to save as something here. Okay, and let me go back to my concrete texture because I want to be able to want that one. I want these two though. Alright, then we can say File, Open as Layers, Tire Streaks, right here. Okay, and we need to remove that layer. And then we can kind of start editing this now that we have it. Try and make something out of it. Alright, so the eraser would be a good start. And if we just... Okay. I'm going to take a faded brush here, make it a little larger, and I'm going to come around the outsides here and just see if it looks a little better if I need to select everything, make sure I'm on the right layer as well, which I wasn't. I want to be on this layer. So let's just come around the outside. I don't want it to be that extreme though, so let's Maybe I do, but I need a little different brush, perhaps. Maybe we will go with this one. We'll make it a little larger, though, and then do this. Try and follow that second line in. And not quite what I was looking for. Maybe a harder edge. I see, because they're not merged together. So the question is, do I want to merge them? Guess I can, and I can always go back if I have to. So then we can kind of come around like so. And just sort of delete that edge. Erase it, I mean. I was looking for something not so hard, so I want like some opacity in this eraser. So it's not quite so hard. Okay, nice. Maybe erase it a little bit more. There we go. Do the same thing on this side. Whoops. Don't particularly want that hard edge on the side, so I might have to come back and touch that up. And this is going to have to be faded out somehow. Maybe something like that. That might work fine. Just doing kind of something like this. And then kind of this side. Now again, we're still early in the early stages of this part of the texture, so we won't leave it at this anyways, because I'm certainly not happy with the way it is right now, but it's a good start. Okay, it's really not looking too bad though, and you could, you know, if the opacity was down, it probably wouldn't look too bad. Maybe if we take the smudge tool, make it a little less defined, because a little, forgot to blur it when I did this, so I can just take the smudge tool, do it now. And I think I need to kind of crunch it together a little bit, because it's a little wide, so transform layer, scale layer, and then just decrease the width of the layer, not the height. So I broke the chain thing here, the chain link. It's maybe about half the width it is right now. Ah, much better. I like that. Okay, so then the idea would be just to like make duplicates of these, and then you could just kind of transform, and you could also use you could probably use one of these tools, shear perhaps, and kind of reshape it. Okay, so that looks good. I'm actually kind of liking the looks of this. So one thing, of course, would be to have different opacities, so darker ones, lighter ones. Let's see. Man, I'm really kind of making it look pretty good now, I think. Yeah, I'm just kind of getting excited. Okay, so let's you could probably even straighten this out if you wanted to. Not that I want to, but make some sharper ones and such. Go ahead and duplicate this, perhaps. And let's maybe use this tool. See what shapes we can get out of this. I was hoping for kind of more of a curved one. Yeah, we need some shorter ones too, so. Transform. That looks pretty good as is, actually. So I could put that one somewhere. Kind of tough decisions. Let's duplicate one of these again. This one perhaps. And then we could rotate it. Where is the rotate tool? Here it is. Okay, and let's move it somewhere, and we can erase some of it. We have a little more broken. Probably with all of these, they could be a little broken up. And maybe erase some of this in here. It's not quite so wide. All right. So let's see. Let's what else could we add here? Maybe just some general darkish stuff too. Let's see. Do we want to add some? This would probably be a completely different texture. I was thinking of just trying to add a little, but just so I have this in mind, I was thinking of adding some just darker color, because you'd probably normally see something like this. Make the rate a lot higher. Make the brush larger. Yeah, that's definitely got to be on a separate layer. I'm not sure exactly how to combine this. Kind of fighting me right now because it's taking a time for it to kind of render all this. Okay, make the rate lower now, so it doesn't smear as much. and maybe the eraser lightens some of this up. And back to the smudge tool. So yeah, just so I have this in mind, I should probably put a little bit of just dark stuff in general. Let's copy these layers. I would like to just copy, let's see. I should group some of these layers, but well, you know, it's not too hard, I guess, to just kind of cheat and hide these. Hide that one as well for now. Edit, copy visible, and paste. Okay. And then unhide all of these. All this and that. I'm not sure if I hid that one or not. Let's see. But I want to flip this layer. No, I did get something else copied there as well. Shoot. Okay, well, I'll have to recopy that. In fact, what I could do is duplicate, maybe make life a little easier, just duplicate these layers. Take the copies. Let's see. Move these to the top. Transformation 2. Move that to the top. Something like this. We can merge some of these layers down now. We can transform them by flipping them vertically. They're going to have to be rotated some. Let's see. Here's the rotate tool. Rotate. Okay, excellent. Kind of move that. Okay, now we're getting some pretty good things going on here. Hate to have them all start and end in the same spot, though. That's annoying. Almost need a bigger texture. We'll go with it for now. Again, I'm not going to have this dark stuff underneath. Well, no, maybe I will have something kind of like this. It's its own texture, though, and a lower resolution. Let's see. Kind of want to blend these together, though. Of course, like I was saying, it's real kind of difficult because GIMP slows up so much when you try to smear these things. And of course, on the side here, I don't want quite as much going on. So let's take the eraser, fix some of that. There, that's better. And I want to make some lighter colored streaks too here, streaks as well. So how many streaks have we got? That isn't very many. Let's see. Delete that. I want to duplicate this one. layer. Let me look at this, the image size first, and then duplicate it. And it looks like I got cut off a little bit, so I'll have to go back and erase some of this, just so I don't have that hard edge. Same here. Not a big deal though. So these will be lighter in value. We'll use the shear tool to kind of make it look a little different. Something like that. And shear it. And let's make it a lot lighter. Okay, so that could be one tire mark texture. Let's see, maybe not having as much. Well, I'll tell you what, let's just I'm gonna go ahead and hide this texture for now. Let's just go ahead and maybe I'll leave this, but bring the opacity down. But I was just going ahead and bring this into Blender somehow and work with it a little bit. So we'll leave a little bit of that dark stuff going on there. It doesn't look like we have quite enough tire streaks in my opinion. That's a little better. So we can again kind of duplicate squares of this too. So let's hide everything else here. Again, like I was saying, I could have group these layers so I wouldn't have to do this every time. There's not as many. But let me just export this as tire streaks. And I'll save it in the concrete, I guess. But export. And while that's exporting, I can make a new object here. Mesh. I was actually playing around with this, so I kind of got rid of all my mapping, so I'll have to go fix that here at some point. But let me just make a plane for that, those tire streaks. I have to decide how big to make it. And then I could go ahead and map it. So I'll just do a simple cube projection. As always, UV image editor. Now we've got 4 windows open. Alright, there we go. Say image, open image, tire streaks. And we can just kind of... Actually, you could do a smart UV project. That's why that way it'll fit the texture perfectly. Alright, cool. And looks like I'm going to move this plane up. That's good. Okay, so maybe what we want, well, we want these kind of be a little more faded, I think. And what would happen if we scaled this, stretch the textures out? Actually doesn't really hurt them at all, I don't think. So it's not bad. What if we tried to curve them a little bit more by maybe put some loop cuts in here? So I'm just looking at ways we can manipulate the texture on the fly here. So if we rotated these and then grabbed them, yeah, I don't know, that's going to work too well, but and then we can kind of perhaps sort of rotate these. Could add another cut there and then kind of reshape it. I think it's not quite curved enough, really. That's the biggest problem, I think. Let's just go back to what we had. And I want to do a couple things here with this texture. One is kind of remove these hard edges right there. I don't like that. Let's see, I guess that would be this part right here. Do the same thing down here as well. Let's re-export this. Okay, reload the texture. Sort of looked right. Still have some stuff going on here. Let's see. I need a background of some sorts. Right here, this is the problem. So, let's see, can we erase it? No. We have some of these things are kind of cut off too. I'm not really sure which layer it is. This layer. Well, I could probably use this eraser to fix those. Okay. I would like to be able to bend this image a little bit. Didn't make them quite curved enough, but oh well, let's... I won't worry about it right now, but... and then this down here, it's got kind of a hard edge to it. Let's see. We kind of fix some of that. That's got a hard edge too. That's a little better. I'd like to break up some of these a little bit too. Alright, let's re-export that. Export. Well, we need to move the white background. There we go. Export to tire streaks. Okay, and reload it. Alright, that's looking a lot better. Now my thought was that I could duplicate this. Almost need like a couple of extra streaks right here on the outside. So if I use a softer brush here, I could make this a little bit more faded here at the end. And this color down here, same thing. And then if I could just get a couple not too sure which is which are which here. Here, so if I just put a streak out here, and erase it considerably, and of course I don't think I duplicated that layer, so I should bring one back over here and erase more of it so it doesn't look the same. And let's see, it's these. Okay, so I could duplicate this. Move it over here. And maybe shear it. Move it out this way a little bit. And then erase a bunch of it. Okay, let's go back and work with that a little bit. And I should have unhid or hid that white background. Go ahead and see what this would all look like meanwhile. Okay, so it's looking pretty decent. Let's go back here and reload this image. Okay, I like that better. Go back here to Google Earth, see how this looked. Again, they're pretty faint, so I might fade these a little bit. Looks like we probably need some 90-degree turns here as well. So if we can make everything lighter, I guess. Again, all these things are not grooves, these are tire streaks up here. This haven't been renamed. Problem is I can barely see these. Let's see, which one is that one? This? There we go. Let's export this. See how that looks. Better save it as well. Okay, that's a little better. Let's see, I'm not sure if I'm happy with it or not, but let's move it down a little bit. That was too much. Okay. Looks pretty good. So I think what I'll do now that I at least have that texture started, I can come back and make another one for like a sharper corner, like right here perhaps. But now I at least have an idea of how to make it. I think I'll start putting in some taxi lines. And again, you notice that my my shade, I deleted my shading here from the last video, just because I wanted to make it a little different. Mainly by taking this square right here and just duplicating it. So, but we have to move it certain distances here. So we can move it like 1.2. That would be legal. And we can move it. Make another one. Move it 0.3, and we could make another one. So I'm doing. I just thought it looked a little better if I just broke things up a little bit more. So I can make another one. Move it 0.3. Move one down here and make maybe 2.1. Extrude. Nah, didn't want to do that. Shift D. X. So just some random squares. We can move it to the left, negative 0.3. Just to break things up even a little bit more. Let's unhide that one image so I can. Yeah, so like right here, it might be a little bit different shade. So if we can duplicate it, go negative 0.9, and then move it over negative 0.3, something right around in there. It doesn't really matter. And again, same for in here. We have some lighter ones, some darker ones. So I could do the same thing. Shift DX and move this on the x-axis. Okay, 3. Can we? Three going to 36. I don't know. How? 3, 30, 33, 36. Yeah, we can move it 36. Yeah. So we're gonna move it 3.6. There we go. That should work. And then we could move it on the y-axis. Minus 0.6. And could do a little trick here. Just separate selection and then use an array modifier to just duplicate it. It's not working. What's going on? Let's see. Hide these for now. Alright, so I'm going to rejoin these two objects. Oh well, I'll just stick to duplicating, not get too complicated. Okay, and can move this 0.3 maybe one more time. Again, that's the y-axis, right? Yeah, negative 0.3. Let's see. There were some lighter ones right here. This we could do differently. So we can make face here, and then we could extrude something here. Subdivide this edge. Let's open up our dialog, our menu here. Tools menu, subdivide that, and get its coordinates here. X coordinates. Okay, and merge these two at last. And then let's see, how many are there here, or should go between here? I guess it wouldn't matter. We could just put an edge here. Cool. And it's like we could do with some move on the x-axis. How far? 2.7. That was too far. 2.7, then grab on the y. Okay. Put some random ones here. We can go 2.7 again. And then shift D, X, maybe 0.9. And then move it over here. We can make one here. Minus 1.2. And so forth. So yeah, kind of boring, but let's do some more. 0.9. Shift D, move on the y-axis, make this one 0.3. One more time. 0.3. Okay, so that would kind of break things up. I kind of wanted to put some temporary taxi lines and such in here. Don't think I'm going to worry about this little thing right here, I guess. So I'm going to go ahead and delete that vertice. Just leave it like that. That'll make it easier to create certain things. Okay, so that gives us a little more flexibility in how we can shade certain things. You could put some in here too. I guess I won't bother though. So you can always come back. I think I'm just gonna separate all these, leave them in their own, leave them as their own object. See, would that work? No, it wouldn't work. I shouldn't separate them actually. So let's see. I should probably have to put some bounding edges on these things. And maybe even what I should do is select these things and try and weld the vertices together. So let's see here. Control V. This might be the right thing here. Connect. Let's see if that worked. Move this vertex. Now they're not connected. Might be mesh. Mesh vertices. Let's see, I should look up how to weld vertices. Okay. Okay, and see what comes up here. Let's see here. Do Alt M. No. At center. Huh, let's see. I know there's a way to weld these. How was that? Remove doubles, perhaps. Okay, there we go. Knew there was a way. So I can press the W key, and then that way these kind of that will weld the vertices together as long as they're in the exact same position. So we could do that with these items. Same here. I don't see anywhere else where we need to do that. Could use like one of these down there. Let's see. Shift D, Y. Let's see here. What can we do? 3 times 20 is 60. 3 times 19 would be 57. So we do 5.7, negative 5.7. Okay, grab move on the x-axis. What can we do here? 3 times 10 is 30. We do. Let me use a calculator so I don't make a mistake. Okay, just looking for factors with 3. 15 would be 45, so we could do 4.5. We could also do 4.2, which would be about right. Okay. Put one like right there. So 1.2. Okay, that's cool. Let's go ahead and probably retexture these things here. So Again, we'll have to make faces out of all these things, so that'll be kind of a drag, but face there. Could probably make separate faces out of all of these, hopefully. Yep, looks good. Same here, we could probably just select these. And again, so you'll have to kind of go back, delete things, redo them if you want to kind of just do test bits, and I'm trying to do that here just so these streams aren't infinitely long. Otherwise, I'd probably try and do everything all at once before I, to an extent, before I tried to export things. But to save a little time, I'm just going to do little samples here. So, gotta redo everything we've done before. And make faces right here. Same here. And here. I don't want that vertex selected though. And again. And this is going to be interesting. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do this. Let's see. If I select all of these, no, just these. Can I make a face out of this without messing things up? Face there. No, okay, we can't. So let's do this then. We need to have a little edge or something right here. And I think we need to have an edge. Looks like we need to flip some of these faces too. I can't remember what the shortcut for flipping normals was, but we'll just do that. And let's see. Let's put kind of a bounding edge here. Be one here as well. Okay, and then we can just select these parts. Select these vertices. And let's see. Maybe split that up. Then we should be able to make a face out of the rest of these vertices here. Okay, and let's do the same. Let's see. Again, sort of the same situation here. We got to put some edges in places so that we can make these faces right. So on here, I could put an edge there, and that would probably take care of these. Okay, that should work. And then just select the right vertices. There we go. And a couple more to do here. Yeah, that vertice and these. Looks like all of them. And just a couple more now. Okay, this should be the only place where we don't have a face yet. So, in fact, we could probably just run an edge like so and be good to go. Let's see, I'll make sure I did that one right. Nice, okay, let's make a face out of that. Hope that worked. And then we can always make sure. Didn't work so good right there, but let's check these other ones. Looks fine. Those look fine. Good there. Okay, so just these right here that are problematic. Okay, so we're gonna need an edge. Probably like right there or something. Make this work. That's okay. No, then we can just go around like that. Okay. Let's do a border select. And these. Okay. Let's see if this works. Okay, so I should probably flip these faces right here. Yep, okay. And let's go ahead and retexture this stuff now, so that it won't be too hard, but take a couple seconds. So let me get one of these set up here. Light. Alright, so some of these are going to be light colored, so probably all of this. Yeah. Q projection in this case. Light. And then some of this darker, like right here. Q projection, that. Sort of weird some of this way some of this is unwrapping, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, this is fine because it is just a flat texture, so we could do that too. Does not matter. Let's make that mid, and then we can put that dark one like right here or something. So we can unwrap this and make it dark. Maybe we can unhide those other planes now so we can see how things are looking. And it should be that one. Can't even see it right now for some reason. There we go. If I have the right thing selected, I can. Okay. It's looking good. So that should be dark. These should be... I'll make these all the same color. Smart UV... Why not? This will work fine. And we can make these, I don't know, light. I think I'll make all these light here. And let's see here, this big area should be all the same color. This will be dark. And some of these, make these kind of mid-color or something. You can always come back to it later if you don't like how they turned out. So I call these, make these light. Okay. And make this, no, I wanted to make those mid. Oh well. Make this one mid. Why not? And this, we can make that dark for the heck of it. Like, it's just kind of random, really. So we'll make that one dark. And before something catastrophic happens, I'll save this. Keep going. This is light. Some of these I already kind of have an idea of what color they should be, though, in my mind. And this will make mid. Okay. Let's get that mid. Okay. Let's see how that looks. So if I go to unhide that one plane, textured mode. Okay, it's looking pretty good. So now we have some more color variation going on here. Different colors here. I like that. Of course, these are out of whack as far as their placement for some reason. So looks like they're off quite a bit. So let me move these back. What it looks about 0.1. Let's see if I get the right thing selected. Okay, so I can move these back minus 0.1, see if that's far enough. Same with these. Move on the y axis, minus 0.1. Let's see. May have just been off in my movement, I'm not sure. Let's take a look here. Okay, yeah, that's better. Looks good. And these haven't been textured yet, have they? Okay, so that kind of breaks things up a little bit more. Let's, like I was saying, texture these real quick. So maybe these right here will make dark or something. Or mid. Let's make them mid. Make the rest of them light. I think these are the right ones. Something like let's see. Forget which ones were which. Oh well, we'll try this. And we'll make these light. See if that worked. Okay, one untextured one. We'll make that one dark. Okay, that looks good. You could really go crazy with this too, but let's just leave it as it is. Got one untextured tile right there. And some of these don't look like they're the right color yet, but I'll unwrap this one. Make it, what the heck, we'll make it dark. Okay. That one's, I don't know, I don't think the placement's off. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Let's hide these real quick. Yeah, this one's off here. And the other ones I can't even see. Strange. Have to fix these edges right there. Okay. Where's the problem? Can make these dark too. I don't know what's not showing up. May not be a big enough color change. Let's make these dark too. Okay, these are all misaligned too, it would seem. Alright, so got my measurements messed up somewhere. That's why I should have been using a calculator. Okay, let's see. So, we need to move all these this way, minus 0.1. That's a little messed up there. The taxi line should cover that up, so I won't worry about it. Now they're lined up pretty well, at least for now. Okay, so we have some tire streaks going on here. I should put some taxi lines in, before too long. I could put these in here. Anyhow, so maybe what I'll do is go ahead and export this just to see where we're at and see what needs to be done. Okay, so to export this, let me go ahead and hide this image. We're going to have to kind of assign some materials here before we do anything. So if I select these two things, give them their own color. New, this will be, let's leave those, make them blue, whatever. Then I can select all these. So I do this for everyone. What a drag. So I can make this a new color. We can make it yellow or something, and assign it this material to every one of these. Well, let's see. These are different textures here. That's unfortunate. Let's see. Let me go ahead and assign some colors to these real quick. So this would be, you could give this a certain color, and then we could give this one a certain color, and we give the center one a certain color here, green, why not? And then of course, like I was saying, these have two different textures with these, so I gotta figure out which is which could be a real pain. Let's see. Kind of hard to tell. Let's see. So UV image editor. It's corrosion 1. Okay, so we'll give corrosion 1 all the corrosion 1's certain color. Okay, so we're talking yellow here. Okay. Corrosion 2, we can give it a different color. Okay. And what else do we have here? Anything else? We do have a little bit of a problem here. We have to separate now. We'll have to separate all these square things based on their color. So let me go ahead and hide some of these planes that I don't need to see. Which other ones here? Pretty much everything. Okay, so we need to separate all the dark pieces into their bit here. Let's save a copy of this before I do this. Call it back. Okay. Because I'm going to do some kind of destructive things here. So select all the dark ones. Or it might be destructive, I'm not sure. It's going to have to be a new material, so I'm going to assign these a new one. Let's see if this works. Make this light blue. It's not going to work. Okay, so I'm going to have to separate these pieces here. So again, the dark pieces. Let's see. These would be the dark ones, I think. And that one. Be it 1, 2. Okay, so let's separate these. So press P, separate by selection. This is hard. Okay, and give these that color. And then, what else we have here? We have these colored ones, which I think are the light ones. Yeah, so it'd be all this. These as well. That one. And these. Okay. And we'll make a new material for that. So, well, we should separate them first, and then we can make a new material for it. We'll make it a darker blue, and then we just have the other object here, which is just, we'll make it dark blue. Maybe something else like doesn't matter, but okay, something like that. Orange yellow. Just make sure everything looks like it has something assigned to it. I need to go to solid mode. Okay. These need to have a different one assigned. Let's see. Let's want the lighter one. Change the color. Okay, that'll work. And I think that's it. Okay, so I think we can go ahead and export this and see how it looks. Hopefully this works. So file, export. I think DAE, I can't remember now. Must be that one. And we can go to concrete folder here, since this is where our textures are. It'd be easy to export to here. Export it. Okay, now let's find model converter X. I haven't updated it for a while, but it should be okay. Wizards, ground polygon wizard. Let's find that. Oh, what would it be called? Subdividing development. Textures, textures, concrete. Looks like it loaded correctly. Still a lot to mess with here now. Material editor. So we'll highlight selected ones here. Okay, so this would be the taxi street tire streaks. Again, these are big textures, and they shouldn't be this big in the end, but they're big right now. So it might take a second to load. Okay. This should be a certain color, although I can't remember which. Probably light. So diffuse. We'll make this one light. We'll make, let's see, what other layers do we have here that we need to, let's see, let me move Blender over here to my second monitor. It's gonna be confusing. I should have named these. Maybe I will. Let me X out of this and name everything in Blender, these materials, so I know which is which. Okay, so this should be light shade. Okay, and this should be dark shade. And this should be mid shade. Mid shade. And let's see. Which one is this? I think that normal is flipped. Let's see here. There we go. Then we have these planes. So this would be of course they're all hidden, so let's see. So this is detail. Okay, done with that one. And we're with this one. need that, but not right now. Okay, this is probably the concrete. Trying to remember can be kind of hard. So yeah, I think this is just the grain, so we'll call this grain. Got anything else to name here? Mid shade. Hide that. Good. There. Let's export this then and see what we've got. So, export. Back here. And go back. And I'm going to actually just import this model first, so and mess with the materials first before I use the ground polygon editor. Thought it would have named these things, but I don't see the names. Let me make sure I exported it. Ah, that's nice. Well, so naming doesn't help anything. It'll help me in Blender, but it doesn't help me in Model Converter X. So let me move this over here, Blender over to my second monitor, and then kind of sift through the colors here. Okay, so the blue, two types of blue, but this one is we know is the tire streaks. So you can see it highlighted right there. Let that load. And then we know the orange only about one orange here, so we know the orange is the mid color. Mid color. We know that the blue is the dark, the kind of more of a green turquoise color. It's the dark color. And the red, you have a couple kinds of red here. So this red would be the concrete, I think. Let's just go for it here. Base grain. This one would actually have to be the other one, so that's okay. This one would have to be the base grain. So let's change the base grain one back to concrete detail. Okay, and then make this one base layer, base grain. Okay, and let's see. Now I know we had those kind of watermark things here. I thought I assigned textures to them. Let's see. So this would be the corrosion one, I think. Let's see which one it is. Just looking here in Blender. That would be okay, corrosion 1. So we'll get that. Well, let's see here. This would be corrosion. This would be, now one thing that I normally do too is export different parts of this separately, but to make things easier, supposedly easier. Okay, so that's going to be corrosion 2. Corrosion 2. Try and let MCX load that. Okay, that looks good. And then we have something messed up right here. Not sure what. Dark blue is something. Let's see. Dark, one of these. This should be, supposedly this is supposed to be let's see, light shade. Okay. And then we have this. I have a little something messed up right here, but I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to go ahead and export this as an object. Actually, export as a scenery. And yeah. Export as a BGL here. Export it back the same folder that I opened things. Think this will work. Okay, now let's take the ground polygon wizard. Open up that BGL. If all things go well, it should take a second to load in all those big textures. Still thinking about it. It's got a few more loaded. Hopefully this works. Okay, it looks like it loaded. Not sure what this was supposed to be. If I delete it, I can remove this color here. Know that much. This should be mid. Let's see if I can re-export this. Export the scenery, BGL. Replace it. Re-import with the ground polygon wizard now. And I actually need to actually import this with let's see, I wonder if I could use the object wizard first. It's gonna take a second now to reread. Let's see if this worked or not. Looks like it might have. I think what I'm going to do is X this off, because I think I need to go back in the Blender here and kind of resort through this. So let's do this. Okay, let's save the watermarks, I guess I'll call them, as their own file. Let's see if I can do that. Save. If I open up a new Blender thing going here, X off all this stuff. So this will be saved as marks. Let's call this marks or something. Marks dot. Okay, yeah, something like that. And go back here, copy these things, and paste them into this. Okay. And I'm just going to remove them from this project here now. And then these layers, so we have several here. This, and these. Let's see. This is going to be a confusing part. I want to hide that. Okay, so I want all of this. Control C. I'll go ahead and, since this is going to be a test, well, I'll do that in the other object, in the other file. But I'll copy all this. Make a new Blender file. Delete all of these things. Save as, and I'll save this as shades. Okay, and then we'll just paste these in. And have one more thing here. And that would be the concrete itself. So I need to open up one more Blender file. And I'll make these. File, open. What am I doing here? Let's see. Hide this stuff. We should have the base layer, detail layer. Okay, so that's the base layer. That's the detail layer. We'll save this as a maybe I should just copy these into their own Blender file, I guess. Okay, and we'll save these as concrete. Okay, hopefully this makes things a little bit more simple. And the one thing I had to do here, since I scaled everything down, is if I scale everything back up, okay, if I scale everything back up 20 times, That would be the actual size, I believe, of this thing here. Okay, so let me save that. Then we can export this. Export collada file, concrete, just be shades, fine. Then this. I need to scale these up. And before I do that, make sure I put the cursor at the origin. Transform origin to 3D cursor, and then scale these up 20 times. Hopefully this works. And save it, export. It's a lot of file. Same folder, concrete. Okay. And then of course we have the other random stuff. And same thing, have it all selected, object, transform, place the origin at the 3D cursor, which I hope is at the origin already. So origin to 3D cursor, scale up 20 times. Okay, there's those things. And we'll export, and we'll save it first, and we'll export it. A lot of file, and this will be the marks. Okay, now let's go back into Model Converter X once again. I need to open up a new Explorer here. And first of all, I'm just going to import the objects one at a time. Concrete, and these are all going to be a lot of files. Okay, so we can kind of distinguish one from the other now. So that's the top one. That's going to be the detail texture. Where is detail? There we go. So again, this is kind of what you kind of have to do when you get these big projects, is break things up into pieces and such. Even if you even look at other payware airports, if you have any of those, if you look, they break things up quite a bit into smaller files. Okay, so we can just sort of export this now. Export scenery, BGL, this will be concrete. Exported that. Now we can import a new model. We'll go ahead and do the shades. Okay, delete this. We don't need this color. That's just that reference plane we had there. So deleting the material, essentially remove it, which is what we want. Now this is a lot easier to deal with. Diffuse texture, this is going to be the light stuff. So light, this is going to be the mid-color stuff. So we select the mid one, and this one is going to be the dark. Okay, and then we can save this as a BGL file. And then we just have those last things. Import the marks. It doesn't really matter exactly which texture goes where, but these are of course the tire streaks. Okay, this is going to be interesting to see what this looks like in the sim, so hopefully we can get into the sim here fairly soon. Okay, there's the tire streaks. Then we have the corrosion 1 or 2, it doesn't really matter. They both map the same way. Again, these are all 4096 textures right now. Eventually they'll most likely be downscaled, so at the moment we're not going to worry about it though. Okay, and these get corrosion 2. Alright, and we can export this as a BGL. Okay, now we can use the ground polygon wizard. Let me X this off. Now, okay, wizards, ground polygon wizard. I need to open up Airport Design Editor, which I'm not sure if I even have anymore. Wouldn't that be funny? No, I do have it. Okay, that's cool. The little dialog menu is somewhere beneath all this junk. Well, that's a lot of windows. It says select choose FS version, but I don't even see the dialog. Weird. Now that works. Okay, somehow I must have... Let's see if I can open Spokane or not. Okay, I'm gonna just make sure I have this so I can copy the coordinates for our ground polygon here. So let's open up the concrete first. Wrong one. Shoot. Concrete. I'm looking for the BGL files. Okay. Still trying to load. There we go. So the base grain, we'll put that at layer 12. I like to always go up 1 from layer 8. And then concrete detail, we'll put that at layer 16. Okay. Filter out non-ground polygons, sure, why not? P3D version 2 at the moment. Slice ground polygons, print origin. Just making sure everything's correct, and then of course drag latitude, paste that in here, copy the longitude, paste that into the ground polygon wizard here, and that's a minus sign at the front. Altitude 0 heading, we'll copy this heading. Okay. Well, hopefully this works. So at the moment I have P3D installed, so I'll just use it. Convert textures, yes, let's do that. Alright, so it's doing its thing. Again, this is going to be a basic export. And we'll head over to that folder, make sure it worked. So the scenery development textures, taxi textures, concrete. So we're looking for some sort of BGL here. Don't remember what name. Okay, so we have the DDS textures, that's good. And I'm just trying to remember what the name of that, looking for model converter X here. Alright, so it overrode it, so here it is right there. That's excellent. Now let's import the next one, which would be either one of these. I think shades should be next. These could be all on the same layers, but they have to be let's see, I might have to go and re-export that other one because the shades have to be below the detail. Alright, so these are going to have to be 16, and then that detail one is going to have to be layer 20. So let me go ahead and open that back up. Just patience here. At least if I can get the base layer put in. I mean, if I can, I don't breaking your model up into different files. The benefit of that is at least that you don't have to re-export everything every time, so that's nice. Okay, so the base grain should be 12. The shades are 16. Concrete detail should be over the shades, so that'd be 20. Okay, and I can convert that now. Okay, and then the last one are the marks. So we're at layer 20 now, so we need to be above layer 20. Compilation errors detected. What was that all about? We'll have to check. That seems to be taking the longest time to load. Okay, we're here. So these are gonna have to be like layer 24. I wanted the tire streaks to be higher than anything else, so tire streaks will be layer now we're on layer something or another. Let's make these 28 or something. Okay. Convert this. I'm going to go ahead and drop these into a folder and test them out. So navigate to Lockheed Martin here. what is it? Add-on scenery, isn't it? We'll just make a folder in the main Lockheed main prepared folder here. So let's call this concrete. Why not? Okay, and of course we need a scenery folder. And of course we also need a texture folder. Okay. So that exported successfully, but like I said, we had an error or something here. I'm gonna probably have to go back and make sure that's fixed, just so we don't load up the sim and everything and find out that doesn't work. So let's load the DA file again. Redo this real quick. Okay, so one of these is the detail texture, which is the A3 one, 32A3. Don't know why I made them the same color. Almost the same color. So now we have all these DDS textures and BGL files in here, so it's a little harder to find things. There it is. And okay, and this is just the base grain texture. Base grain. I could be loading the DDS textures now, but it doesn't matter. Okay, and let's export that as BGL. Yes, I'll replace it. And then we can pop open the ground polygon wizard again. It looks like we lost the coordinates. That's always lovely. But we paste them here. That was the heading. So we have to go back and copy longitude. Okay. Put a minus sign there. And latitude. Okay. Shoot, and I went and copied it instead of pasted it. Okay, and so then oh, I went and reloaded the wrong thing here. Now I wanted to reload BGL, so there. Okay, so base grain, we said that this concrete detail should be above. Okay, base grain, concrete detail should be 20. Base grain should be 12. Hopefully I got all these layers right and stuff, guys. Okay, so now just going to copy things into the appropriate folders here. So base grain. Let's see, I wish I could filter just the DDS files. Whoops. Okay. Here's all the DDS files. I'll just copy these to texture. And then, let's see, all the BGL files. Should be the concrete. Should be these three right here. Copy those to scenery. And that should be all there is. All we need. So I'm going to go ahead and start prepared. This might make the streaming really crummy, but we'll give it a shot. This of course is going to take a while too. Hopefully it worked. It's my and that things will never work the first time, so no, let's forget about install and update for now. Okay, now we're apparently in the same. Now it's loaded, but of course it is it's too much memory being taken up right now, I think. So I'm trying to free some up by closing programs. Just X this off for now. And this would be taking the most memory. these up on me. Close as much as I can. And I have my settings. Okay, make sure a lot of this stuff is disabled. Add area. Browse. Lockheed Martin P3D version 2. What is it? Concrete, right? Okay. Concrete. Okay. Trying to get this loaded. Need to turn down my scenery settings. Okay, now I'm going to create a scenario. Go to Spokane, because that's hopefully where this thing's at. Change the time of day. I hate winter, because now everything always loads winter time. Don't like. Make sure it's daytime so we can see it. Okay, just make clear skies. Okay, let this load. What I'm hoping that worked out was the alpha channels on all those tire streaks and stuff. There's probably going to be some tweaking to do in that respect. Like I said, because my scenery settings are so high right now, it just takes too long to load. But here we are, finally. And let's see if there's anything over here. This could be a big disappointment. And so far it is, because I don't see anything. Unless it's just super large. I don't see it. Okay, well, let's see. What can we do then? Let's first turn down my scenery settings. Hopefully it doesn't freeze. Display, scenery, turn all this stuff down. And that should help quite a bit. Special effects detail, just turn that off. And water detail, just put that off too. Lighting, turn some of this stuff off. Okay. So now we get to figure out most likely what's causing this not to appear. I'm gonna first of all open DXT-BMP and open some of these textures. Make sure they worked. It's doing its thing. Not seeing anything. Let's see. It is activated. Textures do appear like they worked. That's good. As far as them converting right, so there's something else wrong. And like I told you, it's gonna crash. That may be because the scenery was loading, so I might have to restart P3D and see. So you can see here they're like the tire streaks. The alpha channel did work because you can see it here, so that's good. I didn't want to download that actually. Okay. But let's see, maybe that'll only take a second. You can now start flight sim. Doesn't help to have all these add-ons installed. This doesn't work, I think I'll probably stop the stream and figure out what's going on and go live again once I figure out what the problem is. But made some progress anyways. Okay, let's get to the right place now. Loads a little faster now, I think. Okay, Spokane. Make it daytime, and there we go. Okay, so we're back in the same at this point. But yeah, I don't see it. Question is, where did it go? Well, I have to figure out where it went and get back with you guys. Not too sure at the moment. Not seeing it anywhere. Okay, well, I'll get back with you guys once I figure things out. Okay.